treating everyone like a millionaire. I'm not sure if you guys have heard that phrase before, but if you ever listen to any of Grant Cardone's content, he's big on that. That idea of you never know who you're talking to, who's in front of you, or who they might know. And so by treating everyone like a millionaire, really the idea behind that is treating them with respect and treating them and in the belief that they have intention to do work with you or do something with you, and they have the money to do so. You've all probably heard stories, or I would almost guarantee you'll have your own stories where you've had initial discussions with the client and their budget was X. Let's say for argument's sake, it was 500,000. And by the end of the project, they've spent more. Could be variations, all sorts of things. But by the end of it, they may have spent 600, 700, 800 more maybe. I've heard of figures going much higher. I've got one particular story I'll share with you in just a sec. But the reason why this is so important is because I think so often you can get caught up with, especially when you've had some projects where it's been quite easy. A client comes to you with a budget well on par with what they want to achieve, and you can move that forward through the sales process and close. But there are going to be a lot of people that just don't have the education in terms of and expect what I guess realistic prices are. And so they're going to come saying, well, they might not say this to you, but in their mind, they're thinking, when I give you a budget of, say, 500,000, I say that because that is what I'm planning to spend. That's what I believe it'll cost. Again, I'm not the expert, I don't know. But once you start to show interest in me and we form a good relationship and I believe that you're the one who can provide me with a solution, again, the solution is not the 4 walls and the roof or the renovation physically. It is the journey that you take them on. It is the relationship you form with them. It is the outcome, the lifestyle that you can bring to them. Once they can understand all of that value, most of the time they will be able to find, especially if they can value that outcome greater than maybe the money that they have in shares, the money that they have in other assets. I'm sure they can go, in many cases you'll have heard or experienced yourself, they can go and find the money. But the one story that I recently heard yesterday was from someone who initially went to and was willing to entertain a conversation simply around a color consultation, in terms of what color should I paint this house. And who knows why he chose to entertain it, but he did. He went out there, and eventually that project turned into, and that single project, I'm not talking about they did a little bit here, a little bit there, and over time, 5 years later, the client spent X of them. But that particular project, it started a chat as a color consultation in terms of the paint, wanting to fix the place up just by painting over it, turned into a $1.2 million project. And so talking to this guy, he said that I've taken that into the rest of my career, that you never know what opportunity is in front of you. Either the person you're speaking to may have a lot more money than they're letting you believe, or they think that they're planning on spending, and or they might know people who have some projects. So would really encourage you to keep that in mind the next time you're starting a conversation with someone. When they say their budget is X and they want Y, so they're saying their budget is for beer, but they want champagne. It doesn't mean they don't have a budget somewhere between beer and champagne. It just means that's what they're thinking it's going to cost. So be open to entertaining the conversation and see where it may lead. If you have any questions or feedback, would love to have a chat further and discuss that. Have a great day. Enjoy.